Hello, I'm Rico Cavella, and this is your Ageless Body Self-Care Guide, Operations Manual for your body and for your mind. And the title of today's session is Qi Gong, all about Qi Gong, which is truly a self-care modality. So if you're not familiar with this modality of Qi Gong, I think you go really like this session. It's going to be really interesting. And it's really a fun thing to learn, and it's so beneficial. So I think you're really going to like this one as well. And we're really fortunate to have a great expert and teacher. His name is Lee Holden, and he is known as the accessible Qigong teacher. After 28 years of teaching, he has created a simplified system anyone can use to transform stress into vitality. He's also a licensed acupuncturist, an herbalist, and author of 7 Minutes of Magic. So Lee Holden, welcome to this session, and thanks so much for being here.
Hey, it's my pleasure. Thanks for having me. Sounds like an exciting thing to dive into.
Yeah, thank you so much. Well, that's a good segue. Let's dive right into it. And so the first question is, I'd like to hear your definition of Qigong.
Jeff, definition of Qigong. You know, that's one of the hardest things about this practice is to define it and say it, because it's spelled QI and people don't often see the word and say, oh, I know how to say it. So now you know how to say Qi Gong. Now, Qi means your life force energy. It's an ancient practice that comes from China. It's about 4,000 or 5,000 years old. It's part of Chinese medicine. Chinese medicine is based on 5 branches, which is acupuncture and herbs, nutrition, massage therapy, and Qigong. Now, Qigong is the branch that is self-care. It's movement, it's breath work, it's meditation, it's energy cultivation. And, you know, I think Qigong right now is more relevant now than ever because it's about less stress and more energy. And when we're all stressed out, people don't realize this, but it is one of the biggest factors in your physical health. You know, I just read a study that said 89% of primary doctor visits were stress related. That means your emotional stress is affecting your physical body. So Qigong is a practice that clears stress. In fact, in the ancient times, the translation is transform stress into vitality. And that's like getting rid of the dam and the river and getting the water to flow again so things aren't stagnant. Transform stress into vitality. So Qi is your vitality. It is your life force energy. And you can think of it as your bioelectricity. What is the force that beats your heart? What is the light in your mind that produces your thoughts? What is the power in every single cell in your body? Well, it's a mysterious life force energy. It's an electricity, yes, but we can't put just current through a dead body. We can make the lungs move and the heart beat, but you're still not going to be alive. So we call it the mysterious life force energy because you are a mystery. But even though you're a mystery, we can't define it. We can't conceptualize it in a box, so to speak, but we can work with this energy in very skillful ways. And the Gong, Qi Gong, Gong means skill at working with your life force energy. And you have energy of body, of emotion, and mind that make up who you are. And we can skillfully work with each and every aspect of who we are.
Wow, that was so well said. Thank you for that. Well, tell us a little bit. So, like you say, it's 4,000 to 5,000 years old. How do you think these ancient Chinese, I guess we would call them, I don't know what we would call them, masters. How they figured this out? How did they develop this?
Well, that's a great question. The Qigong was originated by watching nature, by the power of observation. So Qigong mirrors the movement of nature. That's why every movement in the practice is either, you know, tree in the wind, a wave in the ocean. It's, you know, an animal movement. It's mirrored after the movements of nature because nature, yeah, go ahead.
Kind of similar to yoga then as well, right?
It is similar to yoga. I mean, yoga practice, for example, works with prana, which is the same thing as Qi in Chinese medicine. So very similar in their intentions, but different methodologies. So Qigong, you're going to do more flowing movements, and yoga, you're going to do more stretching. Both are going to integrate breath and movement and mindfulness into these practices. Here's what I love about Qigong. It's so accessible. You don't have to change your clothes. You don't have to stand on your head, put your leg behind your ear. You just stand with where you are and work with your energy. And it's not about how flexible you are. It's about cultivating energy. So yes, you're going to stretch, but you're not going to push the stretch. And yes, you're going to strengthen like workout, but you're not going to push the workout. You're going to move your body in very natural ways that cultivate energy. So at the end of the practice, you feel energized, but you also feel relaxed. You feel like you've had a workout, but you don't feel fatigued. So it's a beautiful practice. And, like I said, it came from China, a totally different culture, 4,000 years ago, a totally different time, by these masters watching nature, watching how nature moves, moving their bodies in natural ways. And I think now, with all our technology and modern society, we've moved away from nature and we're feeling more stress and we're feeling depressed. And in fact, I just read a study that children are on average only spending 20 minutes outside a day and 4 hours on their computers and their devices.
Yeah.
And we wonder why their kids are getting depressed, because we're moving away from natural movements of energy. And when we move away from it, we feel depressed or fatigued or stressed out. And we come back to natural movements, we're going to recharge. And it's really about integration. It's about balance. Nobody's going to get rid of their smartphones or whatnot, but we can spend time doing these natural movements, connecting to nature, connecting to our own inner nature, recharging, replenishing, clearing stress, and coming back to our authentic expression of who we are and living our lives with happiness and joy.
I love that. That's so right on. And, I've been a personal health coach and fitness trainer for all these years. And through the years too, I've really moved more in that direction. I realize, that so many people these days are just, like these boot camps, and people are just beating themselves up, and all they're really doing is exhausting themselves, and not really like you say, the purpose really is not to wear yourself out or age yourself or beat yourself up, but to increase, flexibility and balance, and you should feel good at the end of the thing. So I can really, and I've explored and done some Qi Gong, and it's also kind of like a moving meditation. I kind of feel like it that way for me. It's really quiets your mind, and you can just get into the flow and really feel your body, and mind, body, and spirit are all connected. So if you're getting in touch with your body, you're getting in touch with your higher self as well.
Well, you said it's a moving meditation because it's an integration. And, often we think of fitness as just working out or beating our bodies up, getting on a treadmill or lifting some weights, throwing some iron around, which is good. You get into your body, movement is good for you, but integrated movement is even better. It's so much more empowering that we don't just get on a treadmill, turn on the TV and say, I'm going to beat you up for half an hour while I tune out my mind. You bring your mind, your emotions, and your body together, and we feel like an integrated human being. Because unfortunately, in modern life, we're fragmented. Even our medicine is fragmented. If you have a problem in your body, you go to a doctor, then you go to a specialist, and nobody's addressing that it might come from an emotional cause, or from stress, or from repetitive motion, or from stressful thoughts. And how do we feel a sense of wholeness? Because wholeness and healing come from the same root word. And when we feel whole, we feel good, we feel powerful. You are like three horses: your body, mind, and emotions. And when all three of those horses are moving in the same direction, we have power. And we go in different directions, we get stagnant or stuck, or we're fighting against ourselves. And that's what we want to overcome, so that we feel our authentic, powerful selves.
Wow. I really love how you express that so well. That's so good. Well, tell us some of really the benefits that you have experienced yourself and some of your students. What are some of the really amazing benefits that you guys have experienced?
The stories are remarkable, and we can hear these stories, and I hear them all the time with Qigong. But here's what's important to remember: that we all have amazing healing capabilities within ourselves, that your body is a powerful healer when you get out of the way. When you clear the tension, when you clear the stress, all of a sudden your body starts to self-regulate. And so this inner healing power gets turned on when we're out of stress, when we're in relaxation mode. And that's what Qigong is so good at doing, is bringing us into relaxation mode. And that's the parasympathetic branch of your nervous system. And in that, when we're in relaxation, we self-regulate. Now, some of the stories, I have a student, this is one I really love to teach, because he came to my teacher training, and we went around and we were introducing ourselves, and he said, you know what, last year I was in the hospital for stage 4 bone marrow cancer. They said, get my affairs in order. I have 6 months to live. And I turned on the TV, and there you were doing Qigong on this river. It was a PBS show that I have. And I was so weak, I couldn't even get out of bed to do the exercises, but I just started visualizing myself doing it. And then pretty soon I got a little more strength and I started doing a few simple exercises. Then I was doing more and more. And pretty soon he was doing 2 hours every day. And he got himself into remission. And he's now a Qigong teacher. He's like so energized and inspiring. He had everybody in tears. And I just love talking about his story because he is such an example of what this practice can do for ourselves and activating that healing power. And we have cancer survivors. We have people out of stress, high blood pressure. And sometimes it's just the little things like clearing neck and shoulder tension, getting rid of a headache, feeling more energy and more empowered in your life that I think is often quite remarkable and miraculous. When we go from being stressed and depressed and having a poor outlook on life to being energized, inspired, and recreating who we are and who we want to be, I think that is miraculous in and of itself.
Yeah, absolutely. And so what I'm hearing too is that no matter what condition you're in, just begin to do this and you can achieve really some amazing results. And also, I know, a lot of people will say, well, yeah, it sounds really good, but I'm so busy now, how to incorporate more things into my life. But I know you have a book too, and I think you have a little system called 7 Minutes of Magic, how you can get some really good benefits just in 7 minutes. So tell us about that.
This was created for my friend. He has twins. And I have twins myself, but he's a really busy agent and author. And he said, I love Qigong, but I'm so busy. Give me something I do in under 10 minutes. And I said, let's do 7 minutes of magic. He's like, that's a great title. And so we created this book and DVD series, and it was on public television. But the latest upgrade of that 7 minutes of magic, and it's not 6 minutes of magic, but it's a 30 challenge where we have 7 minutes every single day that gets delivered to your email, and it's a different routine, and it gets your whole body, and it gets you in the habit of moving your body. And so you start to feel so good after 7 minutes that you actually want to do more. And we want people to just get a taste of it, to experience what it feels like to charge up with this life force energy and do a little Qigong practice. So the 30-day challenge is to do 7 minutes every day. And that's one of the programs on the website, which I'm sure you'll give people access to the Holden Qigong website. 30 days, try it out, 7 minutes a day. 7 minutes is only, it's your snooze button. It's a very little investment. And now for me and a lot of people that do Qigong, you don't have the time not to do Qigong. I know you're busy, but when you do Qigong, you're more efficient, you're more focused, you get more done, and you have more fun doing whatever it is that you do in your life.
Yeah, again, so well said. Yeah, everybody has at least 7 minutes, but so I think the point to take away is that, yeah, I mean, you can start with just 7 minutes, and so you can't have an excuse not to do 7 minutes. So it's something that I think will be really beneficial and really valuable. And this whole product, this whole course that we have here is all about self-care and caring for your body and your mind, and that's what Qigong incorporates. And so I just really highly recommend that you definitely want to stay connected to Lee and check out his PDF that has all his contact information and how you can go to his website and see all the different information he has there and his courses, and he probably has some free information for you there as well. So that's so important that we're giving you some ideas and some tips today, some things that'll be helpful for you, but you got to follow through and keep it going. And I promise you, when you follow through with all of our experts' recommendations, it's going to definitely improve your overall health and well-being. So, well, tell us just a little bit more about Qigong, and I don't know, what ideas do you have that maybe will get people really excited that they want to try it. And I think we want to let people know that it's not difficult to do. It's relaxing, it's flowing, it makes you feel really good, and it's not too difficult.
Yeah, it is. It's really the accessible form of movement. I mean, it is called the art that prevents disease and prolongs life.
Wow, nice.
Prevents disease and prolong life. And that really sums it up. And it's simple. You could do it in 7 minutes, 20 minutes. You know, my weekly classes that I have an online subscription that people come and join from all over the world. You know, we do an hour practice of Qi Gong, and then we do a 15-minute meditation. And that investment in who you are is something that we can remember, that what life is about is investing in ourselves and who we are. We spend more time looking at the stock market than we do our own energy system. And we spend more time looking at a screen than our own minds. And you are the greatest treasure, and you have abundance within you. And if you learn how to tap into that abundance, you feel good, and then you're healthy and you're vibrant. And it's not till sometimes we're sick that we don't appreciate our full health and what vitality really means. And if you start living from that vibrant place, that's true abundance. No dollar amount can replicate what true abundance feels like from the inside out. And I think that's the beauty of this practice, is that we feel abundant and we feel connected, and we just move through life in a really different way. And it comes from simple things, you know, making an investment in ourselves, whether it's 7 minutes, whether it's 20 minutes, and really becoming our own precious vessel, where we're healthy and we're fit and our emotions are balanced and we feel connected to the joys and the gratitude of life, and our mind is clear and we feel connected to our purpose. And that's what I love to do, and that's what I love to teach.
Wow. Again, Lee, you expressed that so well. I really appreciate it. I'm so glad that we had you on as part of this project, because that's exactly what this whole self-care guide is all about, is exactly what you teach and what you've just been telling people. So I just really encourage you to, you know, be sure and check out the PDF and go to Lee's website. All the information is in there, and check out his 7 minutes of magic. I know you're going to be really happy that you did. So Lee, well, I don't know what else to say. I think you really summed it up so well, and I really appreciate that. And I think this is going to be something that's really going to be valuable for all the people that take us up on this project.
Well, thanks so much for having me. And I mean, I think that's it. It's just self-care is it can be a really fun and rewarding journey. And I think, you know, whether it's exercise, meditation, qigong, yoga, it's just take care of yourself, get into the flow, elevate above the stress, and live life to its fullest.
And that's what's so needed these days, isn't it? For
Yeah,
sure.
totally.
That's what we need. That's what this
Yeah.
project's all about. So again, I always like to end by saying, you know, knowledge without action is useless. So, you know, please, you know, take action on some of these recommendations. And I promise you, you're going to be really happy that you did, and you're really going to improve, really greatly improve your overall health and well-being and your life experience. So thanks very much for being here. And Lee, thank you so much. That was awesome.
My pleasure. Thanks, guys.
Okay.